Okay, welcome to this video. We're going to learn a little bit about tweening and layers and properties and all sorts of crazy stuff in this video. But we're going to do this by making a little animated scene. So, let's get our bearings here. First of all, you'll notice you've got two layers going on. One of them has a symbol. Now, see this little eyeball right here? You can make your whole layer visible or invisible, but you'll have the symbol on a layer. Underneath that you have the city. Now this city we want to actually kind of exist for a long time. So let's go, right now all we have is one frame per each. So to get started, what I want you to do is, I don't know, let's scroll out to like 100. I'm on the city layer and I'm going to right click on that frame 100, insert a frame, not a keyframe, just a frame. And so the city will live on forever. So the symbol right now lasts for one frame, but then the city lasts forever. So if you run it, it would just kind of flash that symbol up real quick, and then you'd see some city. But that symbol only lasts for just a split second. So let me show you some tricks you can do with the symbol. Now the deal with flashes, you always have to click on the right thing and then go from there. But if you will go to your symbol layer, click on the symbol itself. So you have to click frame 1, then click the symbol. Then what you'll notice over here in your properties, there are lots of things you can control about the symbol. And I think one of the coolest things is here under display, you can change how it blends with what's behind it. So how it would blend with that city that's behind it. So I don't care which one you pick. Just pick something that you think looks really cool. Oh, that's pretty cool. So just pick some blend mode that you like a lot, and that way you have this kind of cool effect. Now, once you have that, you can pause me while you find one that you like. Once you have that and you've picked out your blend mode, let's do this. Again, on the symbol layer, you've got one frame. I want you on that layer to go maybe frame 15 and insert a frame there. So that just, you have a keyframe, and now I have 14 frames that are just kind of clones of the other ones. Now, what we did last time is every animation that you did was a frame by frame animation. You had to make a keyframe and move it, change what was on that keyframe, and another keyframe and change what was on that keyframe. But Flash has this crazy, brilliant thing called tweening, or a tween. And it basically is just smart enough to fill in the blanks for whatever it is whatever motion that you wanted to happen. So watch this. This is crazy. If you right click anywhere in this layer, so make sure you're on this layer, if you right click and then say you would like to create a motion tween. Now this is bizarre, but right here it turned blue. Right here at this moment in time you want the bat symbol to look like that. I'm going to click on frame 15. I'm going to grab this free transform tool, and then I'm going to, if you hold shift while you drag, it will preserve the dimensions, the relative dimensions of the box, so it doesn't get like short and fat. But I am going to drag this around until about right there. I don't know why it's asking me this. Sure. Okay, fine. Now, but look what happened. I said at this moment I wanted it to look like this. By frame 15 I wanted it to look like this. And the cool thing is it figured out everything in between. So it saves you a lot of work. It can just figure it out. Now, what I'm doing here is if you hit enter on your keyboard, it will kind of play through, which is awesome. You could also hit period to play frame by frame. You could hit comma to go back up frame by frame. So, gorgeous. But that's your very first tween. Congratulations. So now you know how to make a tween, which saves you some time because you don't always want to have to do it in a frame by frame setup. Now, let me show you one other quick thing. I'll do another example of a more complicated tween. So pause me while you get that done. You can come back. But what we want to do is we want to make a new layer. This layer that we're going to make, I don't want it to be above the symbol. I want it to be below the symbol, but above the city. I'm going to rename this layer Batman. And I want Batman to show up, but I don't want him to show up until kind of after the symbol's done. So at this moment right here, now I don't want to insert a keyframe because I don't want to have too many frames on this layer. I want to just convert this frame right here to a keyframe. That way I won't get an extra frame at the end. So you got nothing, 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 and then at this moment, what I want is I want Batman. I don't know where Batman is. Over here in your library tab, there are some things I'll load it up for you, but I can't really find him. Hold on. That's only part of Batman. That's creepy. That's not good. Oh, there he is. I'm going to drag Batman. Now, before you drag him, pause. Make sure you're on the right layer, on the right frame, and you want to drag him at that moment. Very nice. Now, I'm going to, again, use this free transform tool. I don't want him to be quite that big. And I want him to be somewhere like this. Now, once you've got him placed, you don't want him to be there forever. Well, we can just tween him off the screen if you want to, but let's do this. He shows up here, somewhere in this gray area on his layer, you're going to create a motion tween. And it'll give you some message, just say sure. Now, on frame 16, I want him to be here. Let's say by frame, I don't know, frame 30, whatever. At this time, so again, that layer, whatever frame you want, I want him to be here. Now look how cool this is. It'll fill in those blanks. And then you can do kind of a multi-part tween. I'll say by frame 40, I want him to be here. By frame 50, I want him to be off the screen. And so click where you want him to click a certain time and then tell him where to be at that time. Now, this gets really moody sometimes, but once you've gotten all three legs completed, then you can do this crazy thing. If you take and make sure you get your selection tool, this top one right here, and watch the arrow. I hope you can see this. As you get real close to it, the four arrows go away and it turns into a little curve underneath your mouse. And when you have that, then you can bend the tween, but you have to get real close to it. So I'm going to have him do a little jumpy motion. Make sure you don't try to bend it until you've made all three legs, otherwise it gets really crazy. Very nice. Okay, once you've gotten that done, and your Batman, he doesn't have to do exactly what mine does, but once your Batman does what you want him to do, come back to the next video and we'll add some more stuff in.